Hello friend, how are you doing today? My name is Mary, this is Happily Ever Esch, and today I have a very exciting announcement to bring to you all, along with some chats about what I plan to read this week. So let's just hop on into it. It is a snowy, winter, freezing wonderland in Missouri. These past couple weeks, it feels like it's -18 outside. I think it is about like right at 0 degrees. So yeah, that's fun. We've just had all the snow. It's been lovely. People have been joking that we're getting like all of the winter done in 2 weeks of February. And I'm here for it. It's been a lovely time, but also very, very cold. And I will be happy when warmer days come our way, hopefully later this week. Anyway, that's my weather update. I'd love to know, are you experiencing some of the super cold weather that we're experiencing in the Midwest and even like South, it sounds like. I'd love to know what's your weather like. Let's chat about that down in the comments. But you did not come here to hear me chat about the weather. Like I said in my intro, I have a very exciting announcement. I am taking place in a read-along with some lovely booktubers. Kate Howe asked me and some other lovely ladies to participate in a read-along for middle grade March, which is just so much fun. I love middle grade March. It's also hosted by some lovely ladies on BookTube who will be linked down below. And the book that we're reading is a little bit of a classic. It was published in the late 1950s. It won the Newbery Medal, which is so much fun. It's a book that I know I had some experience with as a child. I'm not sure if I read it or checked it out from the library. That fun little bit of nostalgia is just lovely. But we will be reading Miracles on Maple Hill, and this is by Virginia Sorensen. And like I said, Kate Howe is bringing a lovely group of ladies to co-host this. We have Christy from Dostoevsky. That's hard to say. In space. She'll be linked down below. We have Emma from The Bookish Princess, Stephanie at Mrs. Richard Reed. Hi, editing me, obviously, different angle. But I couldn't forget our friend Taylor at The Babbling Bee, who will also be linked down below. So, back to future Mary. And we also have an Instagram or a Bookstagram host, which is fun, kind of over multi-platforms. And that's Jess over at Dickens and Docs. So I'm so excited to be reading this book along with this group of ladies and hopefully along with you as well. We are opening this up and asking that anyone who wants to participate can read it in the month of March. And then we will be having a Zoom kind of book club chat, which is so much fun. So if you're interested in participating and want to be a part of that Zoom, or your email with me or one of the other co-hosts, and we will get you to be a part of that Zoom, get you an invite link so you can participate and chat about this read. And you have the whole month of March to read it. And so if you're interested in participating in middle grade March, you can just throw this one onto your TBR. This book is following a family, so it fits really well for the family prompt for middle grade March as well, if you want to like tick all of the prompts off, which I think is a lot of fun to at least aspire to. So yeah, you can definitely fit this one into your TBR. Also a really seasonally appropriate read. It kind of is set right in between winter and spring, so March is the perfect month to read this book. This book deals with family dynamics. It deals with a father who's experiencing PTSD after serving in World War II. The family like learning to like live and love and deal with the ramifications of war. It sounds like a great book, and I'm really interested as we get started reading it to see if I like remember reading it as a child, because as soon as I saw the cover I knew that I had at least seen it in a library many a time as a young child. So I'm really excited about being a co-host and just getting to chat about this book with all of these lovely ladies hosting, and I hope lots of you all to choose to join in the fun. So I will put all of the co-host information down below so you can go check them out. I'll also put their videos below if you want to hear more information or their take on why they're excited about the book. And again, a big thanks to Kate Howe for asking me to participate. I have been a Kate Howe BookTube viewer since before I started my channel, which was like 4 years ago. She's just been such a positive and amazing presence on BookTube. I just love her taste and the books that she shares, and I also just adore her focus on community. She's always collaborating and trying to make this internet space really a community space, a space where you could actually interact with other creators and viewers and Instagrammers. She's just so lovely, and I love everything that she's bringing to BookTube, and I was so excited to get to participate. So lovely. She's just a thoughtful, lovely human, and she asks some other lovely humans to also co-host this. So like I said, everything will be linked down below. Go check everyone out. All right, so now that that exciting announcement is out of the way, I want to do a little Monday reads. I'm sure this is a thing. I'm sure people do that when you've missed Friday and the weekend. You can just chat about what you want to read during the week on Monday. It seems like it fits. We're going with it. And so yeah, I'm going to chat about what I'm reading now and what I hope to pick up later this week. So I'm physically reading Transcendent Kingdom by Jessie. This was actually my book club pick, and we've already had the discussion, and I got to chat about some of it, but I didn't actually get it finished before book club. I've been struggling for some reason to finish my books before book club. It's a personal issue, so we don't have to get into that here, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm about like a third of the way, a little more than a third of the way through, and Jessie is just a masterful storyteller. She sucks you right in with her prose. It's really contemplative, but so easy to read. This is very different than her homegoing read, which I know was a BookTube darling, was so well received. But I think if at the bare bones of it you enjoyed the way she wrote the story, you will also enjoy the way that she writes this story. She also kind of uses a little bit of a stream of consciousness. I don't know if that's the exact right way to put it, but to tell the story, we're bouncing around times, and kind of as something sparks her memory, will like go back to a story or to a moment from her childhood. And so I love that non-linear narrative style. But this story, we're following Gifty, who is a young neuroscientist who has kind of dedicated her whole life to trying to figure out more about mental illness and addiction, because it's been such an important topic in her life. Her mother has suffered from what seems like very severe depression. Her older brother died from an overdose and from addiction. And so we're following Gifty as she is using science to try to better understand her family, but is also using science to kind of help her explore religion. And in particular, she was raised as a Christian, and to explore Christianity. It's very quiet, it's very slow moving, it's very character study-ish. It's so many buzzwords for me, and I'm loving it. This is not too long of a book, and so I do hope to finish it up in the next couple days, but I think that this could be a top book for me. I just love how easy it is to read, but yet how contemplative it is, and I think that Jessie is just a phenomenal writer, and I hope she writes many, many, many more books, because I seem to love them all. Alright, and next is the audiobook that I'm listening to, and like, holy moly, it's a really long audiobook. To be fair, this much of it is just notes, so this is all the text, but I'm participating in the BookTube Prize this year. I am judging a non-fiction round, so I can't give you thoughts on this, but I did want to share that I'm listening to it on audiobook. I am trying to like swallow the frog, is that what Mark Twain says? Like gulp the frog and read the scariest book because it's the biggest book on that list. But this book is called, would you like to know, Fevers, Feuds, and Diamonds, Ebola and the Ravages of History by Paul Farmer, and it is about exactly what it says. It's about the Ebola crisis, it's about the colonization of Africa and how those two things are related. I'm not going to say anything more because I can't give personal thoughts, like I said, until the judging round is over at the end of March, but just know I'm listening to this behemoth on audiobook. And then for what I plan to pick up, well, like you heard me say, I am judging a nonfiction round of the BookTube Prize, so I definitely need to be picking those nonfiction reads up. So when I finish up Fever, Feuds, and Diamonds, I will definitely be going into another nonfiction, and I pulled a couple of my selections and we'll share those with you now. One that I'm most certain I'm going to read physically is Vesper Flights by Helen Macdonald. This is the same author who wrote H is for Hawk, which is also on my TBR, but this is a collection of essays, so I definitely want to read this one physically just because this is an essay collection. So this probably won't be the next audiobook I pick up, obviously. But then we also have Milltown, Reckoning with What Remains by Carrie Arsenault. I believe this is part memoir, part history of the town this author grew up in and the effects of industry on the people, on the culture, on the land. So yeah, I'm not sure if my library has this audiobook, but I'm gonna see if maybe there is an option, because I do think I tend to enjoy reading more type books in the audio format. So we'll see. This might be the next audiobook I pick up. And then we also have Fathoms, The World in the Whale by Rebecca Giggs, which again I think is part memoir, part history about whales. So I will see about audiobooks for these two, and then we'll be picking this one up physically sometime in the near future. And then I have another middle grade checked out from the library, and it is Jacqueline Woodson's new book, which is Before the Ever After, and it is written in verse. And Jacqueline Woodson seems to write short, lyrical, beautiful books, and I loved Brown Girl Dreaming, which was actually nonfiction. This is fiction, and I believe we are following the relationship between a father and son, and the father is dealing with traumatic brain injuries from his career as a football player, which I think is a super interesting topic, and I can't wait to read this one. I think I'll zoom through it, so if I need a nonfiction break, I can pick this one up. But plans are subject to change. Who knows? And I guess you'll see in my wrap up what I actually get to. But I'd love to know what you've been reading lately. Have you been enjoying any of your reads? Have you read any of these books? I'd love to know. Like I said, I won't be chatting my opinions about the nonfiction books just because I cannot do that until the round is finished at the end of March, but I definitely will be wrapping up my BookTube Prize experience. Again, another community event by Robert, and his channel and the BookTube Prize channel will be linked down below in case you're interested in checking more out. There is a fiction and a nonfiction category this year, and it's always such a fun community event, and I'm just really excited to be participating this year and picking up some nonfiction reads. So, all right, friends, I will show you at the end some of my like beautiful winter wonderland world. So stick around if you'd like a little snow action. It's like the snow is so fine right now, it almost looks like rain. It's beautiful outside. All right, that's it for me. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.